Hey everyone, Sam here.
And Angela, and welcome to our channel.
Welcome to day number 3 of greenhouse deconstruction. Today, I don't care what it takes. Today the greenhouse will be done. It will be no longer standing where it is, and hopefully also on its way to Tennessee. So in one of our earlier videos, Angela told you guys a humorous but true story about how fun it is having properties on in two different locations. And in that example, she showed you our driver bits for our drills and how I had to label one North Carolina, one Tennessee. Well, we have another example of the funness of two different properties, and that today is actually in a tool. This is a reciprocating saw, otherwise known as a sawzall, and that's not ours. We had to dial a friend or phone a father-in-law, borrow it from Angela's dad because the two that we own are both in Tennessee.
Who knew we would need one?
I don't know. So I thought overnight about this greenhouse wall structure and how to make it easy on myself to take it apart, and decided that I'm going to use the reciprocating saw along with this carbide tooth metal cutting blade, and I'm just going to run this along the bottom edge of the wall and just cut all the screws flush. That way the wall stays assembled to the bottom plate that I will create, and it should make it easy just to disassemble this thing. That's the plan, at least. So we'll still do the easy screws, removing it from the bottom plate. I don't want to destroy all of them, but we'll also go back and run the saw blade between and the seam to make sure we don't miss any or have any holding us up.
Sounds good.
Sound good? Mm-hmm. Now the one thing to keep in mind, since you weren't here yesterday for the work, give everybody an explainer why you weren't up here with me.
The boys and I went down to the lower garden and reclaimed our T-post and took down the old deer fence, which has now got tons of weeds growing through it, but this is definitely the time of year to pull up that type of stuff because everything's as dead as it's going to get.
Yeah.
So we were cleaning up the lower garden since we are trying to also clean up this area and not leave it trash fill.
Right.
For whoever's going to be using it next. So.
Right. So you exhausted all of your work abilities.
Yes.
Completely doing the garden yourself while I was at the allergy doctor.
Right.
And so when I got back home, I felt a little guilty that you'd done a bunch of work, so I was like, hey, I'll just do the greenhouse and give you the free card.
Yes.
But you still didn't rest. You were just inside doing stuff.
Right.
Okay, that's enough yakking. Let's get working, right?
Right. Let's go.
Oh, there it was. Wow, that's so much faster. It's been 20 minutes on that one side.
Wait.
A
Little bit.
Go on your pants.
Okay.
Sit it down. It's hard to get our grip with the staples too. Alright, so you come over where I'm at. Try to make sure you don't have to walk around so much. I think we need to raise up the doorway.
Well, I figure we're going to have a little bit of a wall going around.
Okay, you pretty much stay there. I'm going to pivot around.
Okay.
But you got to pick it up so I can pivot it. Okay?
Yeah.
Alright, then we're going to lay it down and put it on the trailer.
That's all I needed.
Okay, that's all you're getting. Good. Alright, we pretty centered on the trailer?
No.
That looks good.
Like
It's not overhanging left to right at all. That's great. Sweet. We're ready to go ahead and cut the long walls in half. For that, I'm just going to take my circular saw and cut right next to pretty much the middle stud. That'll give me enough room to add a double one here whenever we put it back together, but otherwise makes this 16-foot long wall about 8 feet long, which is much more manageable for road trips. cut it that way because it'd be very difficult and dangerous to cut it this way towards me, and I'm using the foot of the saw as a spacer. Just in case you're wondering, why did he just do that? A lot of times there's no telling, but there was telling on that one. There we go. Little love tap there. This is reality. Reality.
Get it off!
Let's see any speckled hair there.
Is it still there?
That's alright. I like the smell of sawdust.
Shoo.
Wait, shoot that or me? Don't answer. Don't answer. Don't answer. Is this the one that stripped out on you?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, some of these are gnarly.
Got it.
You scared me.
Yeah, it's loose. It's on it.
Yeah, whatever works for you. You picked up the whole wall before I was ready.
Hold on.
Not too far forward.
I mean, you can tell how far.
Still good?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
fun.
Well, hey, we got the greenhouse down. It's gone. It's loaded on the trailer, all the walls at least. Now Angela is going to take down our 2x6 treated foundation wall. I forget what we call it, a retaining wall. Either way, that thing, we'll go ahead and zip those out with screws. And yeah, we're like that close to being done.
And I can sit down for this part.
And she can sit down for this part. Let's go!
Well, it may look like a bunch of trash behind us, but it's actually a greenhouse.
It is. Looks like the world's weirdest covered wagon, what in the world contraption.
Yeah.
Hey, it just says homesteader. For those who know, you know.
DIYer.
Yep. So we're done. The greenhouse is completely disassembled and 99% of it is here on the trailer behind us. We've got the door over there, and that's going to go on top after I secure all the wood and everything very, very well. And of course the door will get secured as well, but I don't want to tighten the devil out of the door and the wood. I just want to do the wood and everything. Yeah. So next up is strapping this thing down and hitting the road.
Oh boy.
All right, how I've determined that I'm going to be attaching all of these 2x6s on the top of this is to literally just screw them through and down to the wall member below. I'll put one screw on both ends, and that'll keep them from scooting front to back and side to side as we drive. There's also going to be straps over all of this, so really they're just going to hold front to back. But that's the best solution I can come up with for the various size 2x6s that have all got to go up here, and so it's safe and, well, safe for hauling down the road.
Well, as you can see, we are on flat land. So that means we are at our Tennessee property.
We made it safe and sound.
The trailer did very well. It didn't fishtail, it didn't bob and weave or whatever.
Yep. I mean, it did bounce. It is a bouncy trailer by nature, but this is a heavy-duty trailer. It doesn't look like it, but my father-in-law, your dad, put, I believe, a 1-ton axle under this thing. He's had it loaded down as much as, I think, like 4,000 to 5,000 pounds. More than we ever do. So while it looks like, it's beefing underneath. It's got some big bones. Big bones.
It does. We did make sure that we put stuff towards the front of the trailer, which would help it not fishtail. And then Sam went through and kind of screwed all the panels together to kind of make it one solid structure. And so we don't lose things in the middle as well.
Yep. I toenailed everything together and, I mean, yeah, made it one big blob of wood.
So it's not going anywhere.
I really wonder what people thought as they saw this thing hauling down the interstate. There goes a couple of scrappers.
This is our greenhouse. Thank you very much.
Yeah. I do sometimes wonder, though, does any of our viewers ever see us on the road? I mean, we just crossed state lines, traveled a while. I'm just curious, you know? Hey, did anybody see that?
Say hey.
Yeah.
Hey.
So our original plan was to bring it out here and just plop it, drop it, and cover it up. That way, you know, everything's delivered with the greenhouse and we're good to go. However, Angela has changed those plans.
Not just Angela.
You were instrumental in the changing of plans.
Yes. Well, all I said was I wish we could go ahead and put it back together.
And that got my gears turning, you know, as far as efficiency of workflow. If we unload it to the ground and then we pick it up from the ground and assemble it, I don't know, wouldn't it be easier just to pull it off there and assemble it the first time?
You'd think so.
Well, that's what we're going to be doing.
But you're going to have to wait for that for another video.
Total cliffhanger.
Yep.
Tease. Why? Why we gotta wait?
Because we already have a video right here. You're going to have to wait for another video of putting it back together. I mean, come on.
Yep. We're going to be putting it together in the next video. So if you're interested in this and interested in general, make sure you stick around and look out for that video.
We will definitely be here. Well, guys, thanks for coming along as we cut apart and unscrewed and disassembled our greenhouse, loaded it on a trailer, and brought it across state lines to our new property.
Yep, the last move of the greenhouse.
Yes. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below. Otherwise, we'll see you guys next time. Probably on this homestead.
Yeah.
Bye.
See ya. You might get sawdusty.
That's fine.
Along with this, it is a carbide. Man,
Don't throw it.
What? Huh?
I know.
We both look at each other like, huh? I can keep talking all day, but I want to make sure if you've got a thought. Everybody ready? Everybody looking cool?
Yep.
Look at us, much cools. Cools. Yep.
Thanks for coming along as we...
What? No well, guys?
Oh.
I'm just curious.
Okay.
Wait, is that it? All of it?
Yeah.
Can you see me? Probably can't. See me now? There's one right here. Alright, I'm letting you go. Timber!
Hey look, there's one right here.
That's gonna be difficult to get out. What?
Huh?
I figured that'd be bent like a dog leg.
These are strong screws.
Bent like a dog leg, right there.
Bent a little bit.